in the Discord so I can get on it and keep up with it, please?
Okay, I'm starting it right now. Here I go. I'm going to copy it here. Post it in the Discord. So there you go in the Discord. And here's for everybody in Twitch. There's for Twitch, guys. And I'm going to post it in the map chat right now. So here we go with the first.
You want me to go ahead and start?
Yes, sir.
You want me to start announcing?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be you and Papa first game.
Ooh, so me and Papa. Let me get on. Oh, I'm a stupid idiot. I didn't get on. Ooh, I got another donation from Nature's Salad. He gave me 2 Shifting Sands shield. He gave me a Shifting Sands rifle, and he gave me a Shifting Sands axe. I'm gonna keep that in there just for now because I know if I put it in my bag, I'm gonna fucking lose it. So let me just. Oh wait. Before I do that, I gotta grab my mystic coins. And there's the Shadow Abyss that Zarissa donated. I'm gonna use that for tomorrow's tourney, I believe.
Oh, I don't have access anymore, huh?
To what?
Oh, you took away to make people spectators.
No, you should have yours. Oh, that's why. Because I saw 2 Alex Coughs. I was like, what's going on here? And I removed one of them, but one of them is probably your other account. I'm just going to run back in really quick, guys. I was just swapping over to my core warrior. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm going to turn down my music as well really quick. I won't be able to shoutcast for this first match, unfortunately, but
I can try to do it for you.
Ooh, Alex. Nice. Alex is really helpful in a lot of my stuff. He helps me with my Twitch. He helps me with my tournaments. He's pretty much like my right hand right now. He's really, really, really helpful. I can't see anybody in the tournament.
Get your butt in there and fight. It's Mike and Papa.
Alright, Mike and Papa. Papa's using what? Any of you guys want to take a look? This is my Zeal build that I've been working on. This is just theory crafting. I'm running with Rune of the Eagle with Marauder. I got agility and energy on my greatsword. I got energy and cleansing on my sword focus. I'm running with Zeal, Radiance, and Valor. I'm trying to use Wrathful Spirit for the retaliation for my Aegises, and I use Stand Your Ground for the extra retail as well. What's Papa running? He's actually running a... Is this Papa? No, that's the pit. No, that's not Papa.
Where's Papa? Who's Papa?
Papa is Flared Celestial right there.
I'm telling him you up.
There we go. So this is Flared Celestial. I'm gonna take a quick look. You're gonna see him in the next match anyways, guys. So you'll be able to see it the next one. I should have the advantage against him. I don't think he's Condi or anything like that. But this is going to be Swiss style, 1 round, and we're just going to keep moving forward. You'll see the brackets that I posted in challenge.com. I'll put it again in Twitch after my match, so whoever is brand new can see it. But I'm going to have to be really careful with Flared. I'm going to try to use the LOS as much as I can. I'm going to try to use the no port spot, but I couldn't get there fast enough. Oh, I got really screwed over there. I got him with the Binding Blade. Yes.
There you go. That's up.
Core Warrior against Steep is really hard.
Now. Move.
So that's Mike that gets that game.
Yep.
And we're trying out Swiss style, guys, so it's kind of new for what I'm doing. Here's the challenge.com so you can see it once more.
You need to kick him out. Like, you need to make him spectator.
Who's this? Who? Flared Celestial?
Yeah, that's who you just fought, yeah.
Okay, so it's Floor God now.
Okay.
Floor God versus McCameron. McCameron was actually our winner yesterday in our 1v1 tournament. He did a spectacular job against PH Magic Boy. I save all my tournaments in my highlights video, so if you want to see that, that was a epic fucking finals. Core Ellie versus Weaver Ellie, PH Magic Boy versus McCameron. That was really, really epic if you want to take a look at that. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that, Nikki. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Every time you guys...
I can't start the games either, so you might want to tell them to ready up.
No problem, I'll tell them. Thank you so much for the other follow. You guys are the best. James M. Squidward. Yes, what an epic name too, Squidward. I fucking love it.
After the tourney, I'll be giving more neglect dread advice.
Oh yeah, Alex does give dread maintenance, so if you guys want to stick around for that. But this is going to be a really exciting match. Yes, thank you for the follow. Fuck yeah, Blanket. You guys are the best. McCameron versus Floor God. Floor God is a fucking beast, core Necro. McCameron is a very dangerous core Weaver. This is going to be a really, really good match. I'm really excited. They fight more than once, these guys, so it's not one game elimination. It's a Swiss-style tournament, so you're going to see them very frequently. I posted the brackets in Twitch. You'll be able to see it. Now, Floor God's trying to keep the pressure up. He's actually running with the Golem. I haven't seen him run with that before. He's got the little fear ring up. He ends up not being able to use it. McCameron mitigates it well, but McCameron's getting big pressure here. He's not able to put the big damage down on Floor God, and it looks like he's going to be able to take him out. Ooh, good mitigation by McCameron. Trying to get around the LOS. He's got no Condi on him right now. Just a little bit of burning. He's got to be really careful. Floor God is a monstrous core Necro, but McCameron is a monster core Weaver, core Ellie. Good burst down you put onto Floor God. He's trying to cut away, but this one doesn't look good for McCameron. He's trying everything he can to sustain. He's doing a really good job, actually. The Golem's trying to keep up with him. He puts up his swirling winds to try to gain a little more distance. Good knockdown by the Golem, by Floor God. Look at that big, huge burst by McCameron. He's always very dangerous. You can never be complacent with him. Even when he's low, he can just turn and burn on you in 2 seconds. Now look at that. McCameron fully resustained. Now he's able to use his consumed conditions to try to regain. This is not a position that Floor God wants to be in. He's already low in health. He does have a lot of Shroud though, and McCameron is sitting pretty healthy. Let's take a look at his playstyle really quick. He doesn't have many cooldowns left. He's able to get a little bit of damage. That Dragon's Fang or Dragon's Tooth, I think it's called Dragon's Fang. He's really good at placing that, and what he does is just place it everywhere. So it's almost like a mindfuck to his opponent. So there's Dragon Tooths are always falling everywhere, and he tries to kind of combo them by running his opponent through them after he drops them. He's a very clever Ellie player, really good to see. This is really intense. These are both really good players. He gets him in the fear ring. He's able to mitigate that, and McCameron gets the quick down. That was a very exciting match. And once again, like I mentioned, guys, this is a Swiss style, so it's a 1 game only, and you're not eliminated right away. You're not eliminated right away, so we're just going to continue going. If you look into the bracket, it's got first round, second round, third round, fourth round. This is this type of tournament style that they're trying to introduce into Guild Wars, and I'm just testing it out pretty much. There is a lot of competitors in here. I was hoping only to get 8 people competing, but I ended up getting 18 people competing.
I don't think Kenny's here though. I don't think Kenny's doing the tournament. Skyhawk, is that who you have?
Yeah, he entered.
He told me he wasn't doing it.
He said he entered.
Oh.
Is he here?
I mean, he told me right before that he wasn't doing it.
Okay, well, this is exactly what I meant about this guy. But anyways, that's another story. We're just going to eliminate him from the Swiss style. That's really unfortunate. But if there's anybody in Twitch that wants to take his spot, Whisper Bloodhound, this guy right here, Bloodhound 1674. If you'd like to be a substitute for Kenny, whisper me right now. So here we go. This is actually Noobs for Lunch, which is really good. He plays a really interesting burn core guard. I really enjoyed watching him play it. And this is Brooke Anise. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't mean to do that. Let me take a look at his name here. It's Pale Horse Girl. I've never seen Pale Horse Girl in any of my tournaments, but she's doing a really good job against Noobs for Lunch right here. Noobs for Lunch is no slouch. He has been MIA for a little bit. He's been back for the past 3 weeks. A lot of the ring rust has been shaken off, and now he's ready to put down some damage on Brooke Anise. Brooke Anise is doing a really good job, especially as core, because Noobs has played core a long time, and he's very skilled at it. So kudos to you, Brooke. That was very impressive showing on your part. So he moves forward. Where was that? Noobs and SF. Was that SF Pardo? That was not SF Pardo. That was Brooke Anise, which is the Pale Horse. I'm not sure why the Pale Horse went over there, but that was really weird. That shouldn't have counted.
That was Pale Horse then?
No, it was supposed to be...
No, I said Noobs and the SF Pardo. Did they not fight?
Nope. It was actually Kenny and Pale Horse. I don't know what to do about that now.
No, who just fought just then?
Noobs and Pale Horse. So those were the wrong people that were entered into the
arena. So just oh wait.
It's okay. We're just
So,
gonna.
so,
We're just
yeah,
gonna. I
so
don't know why this guy keeps entering into the arena.
that dude said that he would fill in for the person for Kenny.
Who would fill in?
Mystic Royale said he would fill in.
Mystic Royale. Where are you? Are you in the Twitch stream?
He's in the map. I don't know.
I don't see a Mystic Royale. I see a Mystic Chaos, but I don't see a Mystic Royale. Okay, let me just continue on with this. That was unfortunate there. I don't know what to do. It's just going to be Noobs and SF Pardo now.
Okay, because if Pale Horse won, then you can just say that he won against nobody because Kenny wasn't there.
Exactly. So I'll move Pale Horse forward because he did win his match. So he'll get the match against Kenny, who is the sub, who's not here, which I'm trying to find a substitute. So now it's going to be Noobs versus SF Pardo. I know SF is in here. I just don't know which one he is. I am
That's
Metapoo's.
that's the person that just played.
That's Noobs, and now I'm going to put Noobs versus SF Pardo. Just
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I just gotta find SF Pardo. This guy does that a lot. He enters the tourney and just vanishes. Sweet.
Dawson says he'll sub for Kenny.
Sweet.
Then you should put Dawson in this. Well, because Noobs just fought.
I know, but let's just stick with
Okay.
the roster. This way, none of us get fucked up, and we're not trying to do anything different. We just have to make sure that when you call them, that those people enter. Because I'm not watching. I'm not looking right now.
I'm not gonna. I don't know who everybody is, so I'm just calling the names, and like I'll try to look at them, but like.
So I can't find SF Pardo, but Enlil wasn't the one who... Enlil wanted to enter, but he missed the bracket, so he's going to be up. So Enlil is going to be taking the spot of SF Pardo.
And Zerosa... No.
So Donson's replacing Kenny, and Enlil is replacing Pardo.
Noobs and Enreal. Right?
Perfect. Yeah, Noobs and Enlil, because Pardo was replaced by Enlil, and Donson has replaced Kenny.
Gene X and
so here we go, guys. Let me take a quick look. Sorry about that little bit of confusion. I wasn't aware that Pale Horse wasn't in the bracket that wasn't supposed to be fighting. I apologize for that. So here we have the Undead with Rabid Amulet. He's also got Scepter or Torch with a Staff offhand. He's got Dueling, Inspiration, and Illusions. Now let's take a look at this is Noobs again, so he gets to fight. As I mentioned, there was that little mishap over there. This is a brand new Swiss style that I'm trying out, and Alex is trying to help me out as well, so I really appreciate that, and I appreciate your patience, guys. This is the type of style of tournament that they're trying to do, and I wanted it to be a smaller number of participants, so it would be a lot easier. I even did it at the same time as the AT was on, but unfortunately, even still, I still got 18 competitors. I wanted to only have 8 just to avoid this kind of huge confusion, but that wasn't the case. So here we go. I am Meta again, trying to open up. He's got that Condi, and now he's actually switched over to Shield of the Avenger with Sword of Justice. He's trying to get that Condi damage yesterday. In the tournament that he was in a couple days ago, he was really successful with it, actually. Now, Miss Chaos and Lilith, he's running on the Core Mesmer. He's actually doing a good job of mitigating most of the damage, trying to back out. He's in a good position here where he can kind of range, but actually, Noobs put down the big bubbles to mitigate a lot of the damage. Good job by Noobs. Meta mitigating some of that, but that's how Noobs gets a lot of his burning down with that Sword of Chaos. Oh, the Sword of Justice, not Chaos. Sorry, guys. Now, Miss is... There you go. And Miss goes down. Looks like Noobs takes this one. I'm going to update the brackets over here. So, just for the record, SF Pardo has been replaced by Enlil. And we also have Kenny replaced by Course. So, now we have Jean versus Chaska that is up. For those of you who have just joined the stream, this is thechallenge.com. We're testing out a new style, Swiss style. This is what they're going to try to introduce into Guild Wars, or they've been thinking of introducing for a long time. And also I made a little change up to this tourney. This is core only tournament. There's no rules, no holds barred. You can change anything you want as long as you stay the same class and you stay core. There is no regulations on anything. So here we have, let me just confirm, this is Enlil. I don't know why Enlil is entering again. This is going to be, I don't know why this horse person is entering again. Some guys just don't get it, I guess. So now we have Chask versus, in our challenge.com, Jean versus Chask. So Jean versus Chask. I'm just going to give Jean a couple minutes. I know he was here. I did the actual check. I know you. I know you. Poison. You are not Jean. That's Shadow. Z.
But if I had to, I have enough. All right, sorry, I had to do something real quick. So
I'm waiting for Jean right here. I'm going to see if Z actually wants to take his place if he doesn't show up. But I know he was on the stream and he asked me and he got the password and he did enter. I'm not sure where he is right now. But this is the first round, so they're always kind of stumbly.
is John and then Chask to
Yeah, Jean Chask, but he's not here. I'm going to see if Z
put
wants to take
put
his
Z.
place. Z is usually pretty cool about being a sub, but maybe she just wants to sit back and relax.
She said she was available.
Yes, yes, sweet. So the Swiss style, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like a round robin, but a little different. Not every competitor fights every competitor. And there are brackets for losers and winners, I believe. But this is the first time I'm doing it, so it's a kind of a little stumbly for me. So let's take a quick look over here, over at Chask, I believe. He's running Deadly Arts with Acrobatics and Trickery. And as I mentioned, you can change anything you want. You just can't change your class, and you have to stay core. He's running with Rune of Strength and Marauder. He's got Short Bow with the Dagger and a Sword. Let's take a look at over here at Zarissa. I think Core Necro is going to have a lot of the dominating presence over here, or the core. There's Core Guard and Core Warrior that have all dominating presences. So she's got Sage with Rune of the Traveler. She's also running Staff, Scepter, and Warhorn. Let's take a look over here. Blood Magic, Soul Reaping, and Curses. So it's just ready up whenever you're ready, guys. I'm going to take this time just to thank you guys for watching and being patient with me through this first round. Every first round of every single tournament is always really slow. Even though I do take the time to do the roster check, even still there's people that just, I guess they don't have the patience, or something comes up in real life and they have to go. And I always have subs waiting in the wind to take their spots. But it's always a little slow at first, and this is a Swiss style, so thank you so much. And if you like this type of content, guys, look at my highlights videos. It's all 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. Click that follow or click that subscribe if you like this type of stuff. So here we go. Zarissa is already getting engaged hard. She goes into Spectral Walk and uses a nice port. Even though she had the immob, the port doesn't even factor in on the immob, doesn't even factor in on the port. So it's a good job by Zarissa. She's trying to kite around, trying to put some heavy Condi down, but he uses Thieves Guild on. That was really interesting to see as well. But she's trying to get some more heavy Condi. She's got Reaper Shroud, but it's just a little too late on that. And that looks like Chask moves forward. And as I mentioned, guys, this is a Swiss style tournament. So when you lose once, it doesn't mean it's over. So let me just write that down. Jean is being replaced by Z. So our next match is actually going to be Alex versus Shadow Pass.
And when let's see.
Go ahead, Alex.
No. This person just fought, didn't they?
It's resetting right now. And for those of you in Twitch, this is the challengebracket.com, and this is what you also can see the Yeah, I'm gonna have to put Chas into spectate. So we got Hyper Agent Grindman. Next is going to be Alex
Oh,
versus.
Shadow Pass. Me and Shadow Pass right now.
Okay, I know Shadow Pass was in here. I just saw them not long ago.
I just didn't want to go in until he goes in. Okay, I'm not looking at his build. I just didn't want to see mine.
And this is also difficult for these guys because they're not sure what a Swiss tile tournament is. So a lot of them still think that they have matches, or some of them think that they're completely eliminated after the first match. So this is a little bit of a learning curve for all of us. And I thank you guys for being patient with me. So here we have Shadow Pass versus Alex, who's I'm a Necrophilia. He's running with Soul Reaping, Death Magic, and Blood. He's also got Undead with Carrion, who's running Axe Dagger with a Staff. Now we have Poison over here. Let's take a look at him. He's running Rune of the Hullbrack with Demolisher, Axe Shield, and Great Sword. He's got Strength, Defense, and Discipline. This is your classic core warrior. These are really, really, really strong right now, and the core Necros are really strong. These are the dominant ones that you're going to be seeing. So I'm a Necrophila kind of sitting back, not engaging too hard. Now he's starting to come up. He throws the big, the Blade Trail. He's got to be careful because warriors can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. But they're also very susceptible to a lot of Condi. He's got to try to put the pressure of Condi down onto Poison as quickly as he can. He's already used his block, so he knows a lot of his mitigation has already been used up. So now he has kind of like the upper hand a little bit. He just finally manages to summon his Flesh Golem. He's got the Spectral Walk so he can port back up if he needs, which would be a great idea, and he did exactly that at the right time, mitigating a lot of that Rampage damage. Good job by Alex mitigating a lot of that cooldown from the Rampage. He's got to start putting a little bit of pressure down onto Poison if he wants to get the upper hand here. He does still have his heal, which he does use it. A very interesting build run by Alex, but this is also why I like core. It kind of makes people come out from their regular shell of running their meta builds. Kind of gives it a little refresher, and a couple people requested something a little different, so here we are today. It is a little stumbly, but I thank you so much for being here and watching with us, guys. A big Bull's Charge lands. He gets him in the Arcing Slice and the Whirling Wind right afterwards. Alex does somehow maintain or mitigate that damage and survives the onslaught. He does have his heal up. Can he use it? He does have the cooldown on his Golem charge, but no, that's Shadow Blade that takes it. So let me update that bracket right here. Shadow Pass, excuse me. This is quite interesting, this style. I've never done it. I want to be able to show this to you guys as well on my stream. But next up is Swag Lord. Swag versus... I was going to put Swag and Bloodlord together. But it's Swag versus Bloodlord next. Let me just make him space. Gotta go full minions, man. Hyper Agent again. I don't think he fully understands. Oh no, that is Swag. So yeah, sorry Hyper Agent. I kind of removed you without knowing. Now we're just looking for Bloodlord.
And then the Joe next. This is like this.
This is why I was very, very, very skeptical about doing the
I
Swiss
mean,
style
like
with
this.
so many people, just because that there's a lot of people who are not necessarily not necessarily hard-headed, but they don't understand the concept, and then they just start creating a bunch of chaos.
They just, I mean, all you have to do is just come here, call your name, you go and fight one,
Yep,
fight,
you
out.
think it
So
would be
simple.
that easy, but it really isn't. Hey,
It's
thank
like
you,
getting,
Zarissa, for the cheer. You think it'd be that easy, but there's a lot of people who just, don't. It's hard for them to grasp simple concepts, and it just becomes a big issue. This is why I didn't want to do the necessarily Swiss style with so many people, because with so many people, there's bound to be two or three that just really don't understand what's going on. I'm not sure. I'm just waiting for Bloodlord. He might have been confused as well as to what's happening. Let's see if there's anybody in the actual arena. I apologize for this, guys, one more time. I think this is probably the last time I'm going to do Swiss style with anybody over more than 10 members, because after that,
I mean, I don't see how, like, it's any harder. It's just, you have a
because
bunch of people not showing up.
it's just
Like,
different. It's just different. So when people get eliminated, they think they're eliminated, so they end up leaving the tournament. And even though you
but,
explained it many times
but
beforehand, and
nobody, like, that you're calling has been in a game yet, so they can't think they're eliminated.
there was two of them, I think, that was eliminated that have gone.
No, every round, everybody just fights once. No, I'm just telling.
So we're going to use Poe as the sub. Let's take a quick look over here. I'm just going to confirm with him if he wants to do it. Sorry again about this, guys. I did not mean for it to turn out like this. I knew it was a big danger to do Swiss style with so many people. I wanted to keep it low. I even did it during the AT time. I even did it only core, so I can try to keep the numbers down. So here we go. Polala is actually a beast. He's part of AL. He's been in a couple of my tourneys. It's really grateful for him to take the actual substitute spot. So you guys actually get to see some really strong gameplay over here coming out. Let's take a look at Hyper Agent Grindman, who's actually running Ellie as well. It's a double Ellie versus each other. This is going to be really exciting to see. I'm going to keep an eye on Polala just for now. There is a map mechanic involved in this map, so after 2 minutes you're probably going to see, I'm sure this is going to last to the 2 minutes unless Polala can get some heavy CC and burn down on him, and not burn, but chain some big damage down on him. After the time limit there is no more healing, and as well there's a map AoE that comes from the outside of everything. Hyper Agent is actually trying to kite away at the moment, and here we go with Pole Elements, just trying to keep the track on him. Sorry guys, I'm just responding to whispers at the same time. So that's Polala who takes that guy's story. There's a lot of confusion going on here. That's Polala that takes that, but if you look in the brackets, it's actually Bloodlord who's going to be replaced by Polala. Now we have an end versus Joe Ooga Booga. And what we're trying here today is the Swiss style tournament. This is something that ANET was trying to bring into, or is attempting to bring into Guild Wars 2. I'm just going to let Polala know this is not best of 5. Yeah, he did know. Perfect. That was really quick of him. Hey, thank you so much, Alun Bale, for the follow. I really appreciate this, guys. I really do. This one is a little frustrating and a little difficult. I am trying a brand new style of Swiss. Not many people even know what a Swiss style tournament is. So there's a lot of map chat. There's a lot of whispers. There's a lot of talking. So it's going to be really difficult. But hopefully, if I do it 1 or 2, 3 times, people will start to get the concept and understand the grasp of it. So he's actually running Berserk with Rune of the Eagle. That's interesting. Joe Ooga Booga is running his core guard. He's probably running his classic core guard. He's got Lynx in the Marauder. Looks like it already. Yeah, Virtue's Radiance and Valor. He's trying to put the heavy pressure down on him. Mr. Arena, I hate the angle that it gives me from underneath there. Joe Ooga Booga taking some big damage, but with a core guard, it's very easy for him to reverse it, and he still has Renewed Focus in his bag. He hasn't used it yet, which he has just now. Good job by Ooga Booga. And End is a very strong thief as well. She's in the AL at the same time. Both these players are in AL to be. Oh, thank you so much. Medvodka. I don't know how to pronounce it. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. We're doing a Swiss style tournament here today. This is core only builds. People wanted a little bit of a change, but I think I went too far with the change, and it's been a little too confusing for some people. But here we go. Ooh, it's getting really low here. Joe Gabuka could still maybe get it. He's got the down on an end. He's got also his healing coming up. He's just got to put the pressure down onto an end. This is probably, oh, the epic downstage fight before even the map mechanic. And it looks like Joe Ooga Booga is going to take it unless an end can portal away and heal up. Oh, that's Joe Ooga Booga that takes it in spectacular fashion. So now we're moving on to our second round of this phase, guys. I'm going to post the brackets. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's refresh this really quick. Copy that. Post this into here. This is the challenge.com bracket, guys, and this is what the Swiss style tournament looks like. It's kind of really crazy. So now we have, instead of Pardo, it's going to be Alex versus Enlil. So there's Enlil. Let's just confirm that it's him. Yep. And now Alex is there. Let's confirm that's Alex. Yes, that is him. So let's take a quick look at Miss Chaos over here. He's running Dueling with Inspiration and Illusions. He's got Rune of the Undead with Rabid Amulet, Staff, Torch with Scepter Torch with Staff. And then you're going to see these guys fight multiple times. This is going to be a one-game elimination. There's 4 rounds, and they just move forward with if you win, you end up moving in another bracket. I'm not even too sure of the Swiss style. That's why I'm kind of trying it. But we're about to see what it's all about here, guys. Thank you so much for watching and bearing through it with me. This is all brand new, the Swiss style, and doing all core. So I hope you enjoy it. Click that follow or click that subscribe if you like this type of content. If you check out my videos, all in the highlights is what I deem watchable. Those are all my 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, everything I've done. I'm really new to shoutcasting. I've only been doing it for about 3 weeks and posting and doing all this. People wanted content, so here I am giving it. So here you go, Necrophilia taking the top spot. Enlil trying to just kite around at the bottom, missing with the Fear Ring for Alex. He's trying to get some more pressure up onto Enlil. Good Chaos Storm put down. Hey, thank you so much for that fucking follow. Amy Casper, thank you, guys. When you guys click that follow, you give some love back to me, and it really makes me know that I'm on the right path, so I just hustle harder and harder and harder. Thank you so much, guys. Ammo Necrophilia actually going into the elite form, and that's really good for core necro because not only does he have a lot of strength and sustainability, but he can also come right out and go back into Shroud. But looks like Miss Chaos might take this one. Yeah, he does. So Miss Chaos Enlil actually takes game 1 of this round 2. And now this is not eliminated when you're defeated. This is the Swiss style. So now we're actually gonna have Z versus Papa coming up now. And this is basically Swiss style. So if you look at the challengebracket.com, you'll see round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. And this is just everybody fighting everybody, and then eventually seeds out to the people who are winners. So in the last round, it'll be pretty much just the winners fighting, from what I understand. Like I mentioned, I'm really new to Swiss. I've never done it, but I know Guild Wars 2 wants to bring it in. And a couple of people wanted something a little different. So I brought in the Swiss style, and I made it only core builds. So who is this? This is Valnor. I don't know why he's up, but I'm going to make him spectate. Z versus Papa. I just gotta find Papa. Where is he? There's Z. And this is also, like I said, I've never done the Swiss style. So, but this is another drawback because some people think they get eliminated and then they just vanish. So not sure why Serge is there. Hey Z, how are you?
I was letting you know that somebody is subbing for Papa.
Okay.
So the person that you moved to spectate, they were the one who was going to be subbing.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, Z. That's our guild
Gotcha.
leader, Bael. Z, thank you.
I'm going to hang out in chat and just mute real quick.
Yeah, no
just
problem.
in case to help clear things up.
Thank you so much for your help. So Valnor is taking Papa's spot, and thank you so much to Papa. He didn't just vanish, he actually got himself a substitute and someone to come in and continue this. He's actually going to be Core Guard. Papa was actually running Core Thief, but I think we're mainly going to see Core Guard, Core Warrior, and Core Necro, and Core Ellie. These are the main specs that we have here that I've seen so far. I haven't seen anything, any other variant so far, but he's running Balthazar with Sage. Very interesting. I think he's running something... Sage Amulet, Balthazar is running Radiance, Virtues, and Valor. It's a core with Condi. Interesting. I can see it definitely working because core spec itself does put a lot of burning down onto the enemy. Let's take a quick look at Z. She's running her Rune of the Traveler with Deadshot, Staff with Scepter, Warhorn. She's running Blood Magic, Soul Reaping, and Curses. This is Swiss style, guys, so keep in mind it's one game and then you move on to the next one, next one, next one. We move on to the next round and you get to fight again. So doing a really good job right now. She's got her Spectral Walk up, getting a lot of life force. Backing out, she does have a lot of cooldowns left. Great port by her, trying to get behind him and put some damage down. She's not being able to put too many Condis yet, but she does have the weakness, which really helps, and she's got 6 stacks of bleeding. Just trying to keep the pressure up. She does have a lot of Shroud left over. Didymus has to be careful because he doesn't have too much sustain. Once he goes through a lot of his cooldowns, or once his renewed focus is up, as you know, it's pretty much he's got to go in for the kill. He's also got a lot of Condi clear. He's got Contemplation of Purity, Smite Conditions. He does have his Virtue of Resolve. He does have a lot of Condi clear, so it's going to be hard for Z to keep the pressure down. Core Guard does usually have the advantage against Necro in these situations, but Core Necro is a little different than the Scourge. He has a lot more. She has a lot more sustain, a lot more Shroud, a lot more defensive traits. So it's going to be a little hard for Didymus. She's doing a good job of regaining her cooldowns. Didymus still hasn't gone into renewed focus, so there hasn't been that much pressure onto him yet. She only has half Shroud and a little bit of health. She goes back into it. She's got to start putting up the pressure here. A nice fear change. She's starting to get some damage down. Not enough though. He has too many cooldowns left to his disposal. Smite Conditions is about to come up. She's trying to back out a bit. She's getting really low now. Her heal's almost proccing, which she does able to get it. She is in its Spectral Recall. Ends up to go back right behind Didymus. Good play by Zarissa, just trying to get the terrain down on her position, on her advantage, if you will. Didymus is doing a really good job. This is Mat Attacker, I believe. I'm not sure. It might be, but I'm not too sure, guys. You can confirm. Sorry about that. Zeke getting really low now. No Shroud left. And she ends up going down. So Sir Didymus takes that, which is Papa. Our next match after this is actually going to be Donson versus Anenda. Let's see if Donson's here. I believe he's here. Yes, plus Ultra. This is Donson, I believe. Yes, Donson. This is where it's starting to flow a little better now. People are starting to get the grasp of the concept of the Swiss style. They're moving really good now. So we got defense, discipline, and strength. He's running over here with Axe Shield. Then he's also got Great Sword, Rune of Strength with Demolisher. Let's take a other look at Anen. This is a Berserker with the Eagle. She was in a really, or not she, or I'm not sure if it's a male or female, but I know Anen was in a really good match against Noobs for Lunch in a downstate battle. X ended up losing by like 1%. She's also running Acrobatics, Trickery, and Critical Strikes. I'm going to keep an eye on Anen for this one. She did a really, I keep saying she, I'm not sure why. Did a really good job in the last match, but was unfortunately unable to finish. So here goes with the... Ooh, good job. I hate this view from underneath the Asura Arena, so I'm just going to back out and go into free cam really quick and watch from here. He misses on the Bull's charge. Good job by Anen by mitigating that damage. This is a really tough spot for Donson to be in, because Anen can use that port spot up top really well to her advantage and just kind of kite the warrior as much as he can. He's got to get really close to be able to get some damage down, so he's got to figure out how to close that gap. His best idea is to try to stay out in the open field where she can't use, or sorry, it's she again, and then can't use that to her advantage. So that's actually Anen that takes this one. And for this one, guys, we're not doing best of 3. This is a Swiss style tournament that we're trying out. Some people wanted something a little different, so that's what I'm trying to bring out today, something a little different. It's going to be, this is only core builds, and it's only Swiss style. I wanted only there to be 8 people in it or 9 people in it, so it wouldn't be that hectic. I even tried to do it during the AT time so that I wouldn't get a lot of participants, but even still I ended up getting 18 people, and it just got really out of hand. It's starting to flow really good right now. Let's see if this is Hyper, the one we want in. Yes, Swag, and this is Bounty, the 2 I wanted in there. Perfect. So now we got Curses, Spite, and Soul Reaping. Bounty is really strong on this Core Necro. If you're looking at a Core Necro play that you want to watch, or if you're looking to play Core Necro, watch this man play. He does a really good job. Very impressive. He does have some hard counters, which I've seen him in 1v1 tournaments play this build and get hard countered really bad by a Revenant or something with big burst. He actually fought Mr. Cam in the first round, which was a very epic match. So we got Swag trying to sit back a bit, not engaging too hard. Floor God did fight an Ellie in the first round, so he kind of got the upper hand where he kind of got the feel for the Ellie already, knows what to expect. He's trying to put the heavy pressure down onto him. Hyper doing a good job of getting that big knockdown down, going right into Tornado to try to keep the heavy pressure down on the Floor God. But he's got to be careful not to take any of that Condi damage. And with that crippling down on him, he can't get away very far, and Floor God kind of has his way with him. He actually goes into his elite form. I'm not sure is that Reaper, not Reaper, but Lich form, I believe it's called. He's got a lot of Shroud left, and he's able to regain a lot, or sustain a lot through that Shroud. So not only does he get his cooldowns back, but he's also able to mitigate a lot of damage just by sitting in Shroud. And he's got a lot of abilities able to just recoup it really quickly. Hyper's almost at a loss for here. He's got to be really quick on his toes. He's got to make sure he gets his burst. Great Fear Ring coming out by Floor God. As I mentioned, Floor God's a really tough competitor. And if you want to look at this type of build, or looking to play this type of build, this is the man you want to watch. He's got him in a big burst. He's still got loads of... Oh, this doesn't look good for Hyper at the moment. He's trying to get away. He's doing everything he can. I think his best opportunity at the moment is just to kite until the timer. But even still, with so much life force or shroud that Floor God has at his disposal, I don't think it's going to be beneficial for him. This is going to be tough. Let me just take a look at the next match here, guys. Our next match after this is going to be Pale Horse versus Joe Ooga Booga. That's Floor God that takes that one. Like I said, he did have a little bit of practice against McCameron at the beginning, but actually McCameron was able to best him at the beginning. McCameron is a really strong 1v1 core Ellie. He was actually in our tournament yesterday. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. He went into the finals against PH Magic Boy in a best of 5 series. I have that in my highlights if you guys want to see it. It was a very epic fight. Weaver Ellie versus core Ellie. It was really good. So this is Pale Horse, and now we're looking for... Hold on. Joe Ooga Booga. Yes, that's exactly who I wanted. So Pale Horse is over here running with the core warrior, the core guardian. Exactly what Joe Ooga Booga is running, I believe. Let me take a quick look at Joe Ooga Booga. Yeah, this is exactly a mirror match. Let's see what happens over here. I think he took... no, they're both taking a Lesser Signet of Wrath. So this is going to be interesting to see who can land their combos better and who can get that immob off. And it usually comes down to who uses Renewed Focus when it's core guard versus core guard. Brooke already taking heavy damage already from Joe Ooga Booga, trying to come heavy on him. He's got the Binding Blade on him. They both have the Binding Blade. Really epic. And it comes down to the Whirling Wrath. Good evade by Brooke. Ends up going into the Renewed Focus. And as I mentioned, they're both in Renewed Focus. So this is anyone's game. With core guards, damage is very quick and very bursty. So even if you're really low, you can still manage to get some downs. But you got to be very careful on your placement and where he's coming from. This is... I'm surprised this match even lasted that long, and that's Joe Ooga Booga who takes it. Our next match after this is McCameron versus Polala. This is going to be really good. I think Poe is here. This is going to be a really good match. Hopefully Poe is still in here. Yes, he is. The Poe Elementalist. This is gonna be epic, guys. I assure you this is gonna be a fucking good match. McCameron is a really strong Elementalist, and Polala is a really strong Elementalist. I don't know who I'd put my money on. There's Polala. He's entering it. Mr. Cam, is he there? Yes, he is. You're up, sir. So let's take a look at Polala build here. He's got Air, Arcane, and Water. I'm just waiting for McCameron. I do not want to miss this match. I know he's there. I see him in Spectate. I'm just going to give him a minute. And also take this time while we're waiting to thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This is the type of content that I want to bring to you. I do it every single day. Yes, every single day I do a tournament. I do 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s. Even sometimes I'll do Fashion Wars. Like today I'm doing a core only. And as well I'm also doing trying out a Swiss style tournament. So we're just looking at my whispers, and if you do like this content, and just click that like or follow or subscribe button to show some love back to me. It just encourages me and makes me want to do more and more. Let me see if McCameron... It's going to be really sad if he doesn't show up because I really want this fight to happen. Oh, this is very unfortunate. Come on, McCameron, I know you're here. Yes, guys, it's happening. Here we go, McCameron. Let's take a look over here. He's running Arcane, Water, and Air. Where's Polala? Did he just drop out? No, he's still there. Yes, here we go, and he's running Arcane, but they're running about the very similar builds. Over here he's got Rune of the Scholar with Marauder, and over here he's got actually Rune of the Leadership with Demolisher. So one's going a little more defensive, and one's going a little more aggressive. And that's his style usually, Rune of the Scholar, where he's always more aggressive, McCameron. He does use Marauder most of the time. Sometimes he goes ball to the wall with Berserker. But this is going to be a really good match to watch them engage. I'm not even going to be able to commentate on it because it's just going to be so quick. McCameron taking heavy damage already, but he's able to mitigate it. Polala coming in. He's using his Earth Golem. Good job by Polala. He's gotten the Swirling Winds up, trying to get some good combos down. I'm going to take a look at Polala now that they're out from under there so we can see what he's doing on his utility. Switching over to Water really quick, trying to mitigate some damage and sustain. Also trying to get that aura up to get the stun, which he does very successfully. He still has his elite up. This is going to be epic. As you can see already, Polala is chasing McCameron, but McCameron is a very good master at landing that Dragon's Tooth or Dragon's Fang, whatever you want to call it. putting the pressure down onto Polala. As I mentioned, he drops that Dragon's Fang everywhere, and it just kind of like a mind game where the player has always got to be attentive, and McCameron is always running back and forth through it, and he's always super dangerous. Even when he's super low, he can always turn and burn. And also, if you guys want, McCameron does do Twitch. He does stream, so if you want to watch him, you're more than welcome to. Just ask him, and he'll probably lead you right to it. He's a very, very strong elementalist, and Polala is no slouch. He's one of the top 1v1 players that I know of, and he's putting on a great showing. There he is with the dragon. He's able to teleport out of that one, Polala, but he's really good at setting it up. Most of the time he drops it really quick, but right now he's being very useful, being very attentive with when he's using it and getting the big stuns on Polala. There he is again with the Dragon's Fang, just making Polala have to move. He's making him understand that I'm going to drop this everywhere. But now Polala is turning on the pressure. He's regained most of his health. He's got a lot of cooldowns. But as I mentioned, McCameron is not a slouch. He's very, very dangerous, even at this sort of health. He can just turn and burn very easily, but that looks like it. As I mentioned, Polala is a fucking monster. One of the better or best 1v1 players that I know of. So good job for Polala taking that from Mr. Cameron. Next up we have Noobs versus Shadow Pass. And as I mentioned before, guys, this is a Swiss-style tournament. So it's one game, and we're doing 4 rounds. Each person faces, it's kind of like a round robin, but not exactly. I'm not even too sure about what a Swiss-style tournament is. But all I know is that we're trying it, and this is what Guild Wars is trying to bring into Guild Wars 2. So I'm trying to give the people a little taste of what might be coming up. So let's take a quick look at I Am Meta. This is Noobs. He's got Rune of the Balthazar with Carry On. He's running that Condi Burn build. He usually runs with Sword of Justice and the Shield, but now he switched over to Purging Flames, which makes sense. He's got Zeal, Radiance with Virtues. Let's take a quick look at Shadow Pass, who's running his Core Warrior. He's got Strength, Defense, and Discipline. He's also running with Axe, Shield, and Great Sword. He's running Rune of the Holdback with Demolishers. He's also running Rampage, which can make a huge change in this, especially against a Core Guardian, where he is very susceptible to big damage. Is he running demos? No, he's running... He does have a lot of vitality, but that Rampage is super deadly if he doesn't have renewed focus. But he's also got to watch out for the heavy burns. As you can see, he's already got 3 burns on him. Watch Noobs when he uses his Sword of Justice. It just puts down the Condis. As you can see right there, 9 stacks went up, but he was able to clear it really, really quickly. Poison being very attentive on the Condi, knowing what Noobs is bringing to the table. Noobs is just trying to get the upper ground, doing some good job mitigating damage and putting down damage. He's trying to avoid it and just keep it up. He misses with the sword. He gets 2 stacks of burning, but still, even the 3 stacks do a lot of damage. He's got 4. Good clear from Poison. This doesn't look very good from Noobs. He's got to be able to bait him out into using his clears and then dump a lot of his poison, his burning down onto him. Now he's got a good job. 7 stacks. He's not looking like he's going to clear it. He's got another 4 stacks. That was good job by Meta. But I believe Poison is running with the trait that just swaps. No, it's not on weapon swap. Yes, it is. Remove weapons. Remove Condi on weapon swap. So this is going to be really, really hard. And there's the Rampage. Does he have the renewed focus? He still has it. Noob's being very, 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 very patient. Most people would have got squirrely and got really excited and used the renewed focus. But Noobs is a very experienced player. As you can see, he still has it sitting in his pocket. Eee! He should have used the shelter, I think, before the renewed focus, but he gets off the shelter or the renewed focus either way. He's looking in a really bad spot right now. He doesn't have many cooldowns left in his little utility kit. Poison doesn't need many cooldowns as he's a core warrior. His utilities are kind of just like a little pick-me-up, if you will. He's able to put the heavy damage. Misses on the Bull's charge. That would have been crucial. He actually falls down, giving Noobs a little more time to resustain. But no, Poison actually takes that one from Noobs. So let me just update that. That's Shadow Pass who takes that one. So next up is Mike versus Chask. That's me versus Chask. I think we saw Chask before. I'm running a... kind of unique, I guess, if you will want to call that. I'm going to try to shoutcast from my end. And perfect, guys. As the people start to understand the concept of the Swiss tourney, it's starting to flow a lot better. When I do put this in my highlights, you'll watch the first half hour of this and you'll be like, what the fuck is going on here? But now it's starting to flow really good. I'll let you take a quick look at my build here. Let me just ready up for him. We're running Zeal, Radiance, and Valor. I go up here for Wrathful Spirit for the extra retaliation. I also got the Wrath of Justice for the immob. I'm using Rune of Eagle and Marauder just for the extra damage. I used to run Berserker with Strength, so I'm using these two to try to compensate for the Ferocity. So here we go. What am I fighting? Is it a Core Warrior? What is that? Oh, it's another Thief. I got lucky on this one. I'm going to try to get it. I don't know why I did that. Good job by mitigating that damage. I didn't get him in the Binding Blade. I tried to get him in the Binding Blade. I'm just going into a Whirling Wrath so I can stop him from engaging on me so hard. I'm going to try to get my Shield Burst up on him if I can. Did I get it? Yes, I did. That's exactly what I wanted. Ray of Judgment missed on him. He's doing a really good job of being kitey and evasive. There's the Dagger Storm I got to be really careful for. He knows I use my Renewed Focus. He's taking a lot of damage though. So I take that one. It was an easy one though. He did a really good job considering that I'm a warrior and he's a thief and I have the major advantage. So now I'm going to post the challengelaunchbracket.com one more time for you guys in the challenge.com so you can see what we're working with and what kind of tourney this Swiss style looks like. And sorry guys, I can't always look at the chat right now. I don't have my dual monitor, but to come this Friday I will have my dual monitor. So next up, I believe in our Swiss style tournament is going to be Anen versus Chask, and they're both in there. Good job guys, thank you so much for looking at that and keeping track of it. So here we go. Let's take a quick look at Chask. We weren't able to see it before, but he's running Sword, Dagger with Short Bow. He's also got Rune of the Strength with Marauder. He's running Deadly Arts, Acrobatics, and Trickery. Acrobatics, Trickery, and Critical Strikes for Anen. Running with Sword, Pistol, and Short Bow. But he's also running a little more aggressive with the Berserker Amulet and the Rune of the Eagle, going for that high damage. And will it pay off for him? We don't know. He's just got to make sure he evades and gets those big strikes that he needs down. He's doing a good job of mitigating. This is going to be a lot of kiting back and forth. Goes into the Dagger Storm right away. And then actually the Rune of the Eagle and Berserker seems to be paying off right here. Chask is on the run right now. He goes into his little poison or the I believe that's the Blinding Field. I'm not too sure. Like I said, guys, I'm really new to shoutcasting. So, but that's Kyle or Anen who takes the first one. Next up, we have Bounty versus a Pale Horse. That was Anen that took this one. Bounty versus Pale Horse. It's actually moving much smoother. I apologize to Alex. I kind of got a little snippy with him before. But he's really helpful. He helps me a lot in all my tourneys. I could not do these without him. So thank you so much, Alex, and I apologize for getting snippy with you. And I thank you guys for watching and bearing with it. I really appreciate it. We're doing a core-only 1v1 tourney Swiss style today. Say that 10 times fast. Next up after this is going to be Mr. Cam versus versus Enlil after this one. So right now we have Bounty versus Pale Horse. Pale Horse, which is running that Core Guardian, the original Core Guardian that we've ever seen. And now we got the Floor God over here who's running that super dominant Necro build. He's going right to the no port spot. Really smart by him, knowing that the Core Guardian's main engage is on teleport. So he's doing a good job of mitigating that, just putting a lot of damage onto him, making Pale Horse walk to him. And as he's walking to him, he's just eating all the damage. And Bounty can just kind of sit there, not use any of his cooldowns, and just burst. He's trying to get him with the shield burst. He actually dodged through that. I'm not sure if he got him. He might have. Floor God just choosing to sit on the no port. Pale Horse has got to go in there and engage. He goes into Lich form. Runs away immediately. Does he still have... No, Renewed Focus is up, so he's got to be super careful. This might be very dangerous over here. Ooh, and he's just about to get the heal off, which he manages to do. Ports in. Floor God is a little bit out of position, but this is the time to strike. He's got to put as much damage as he can to try to get rid of that shroud before he hides it away again, which he did. As you can see, he's got 3/4 shroud. What you want to do is try to beat up that shroud as much as you can while you have the opportunity, so when he does come back into it, he has nothing left to hit you with. It looks really dangerous for Brook right now. He doesn't have much in the way of cooldowns, and that's what happens with core guards most of the time. They don't get you down within the first 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. It usually doesn't go in their favor. So that's Bounty. That takes that one. Next up, we have Mr. Cam versus Enlil. And I'll take this time again to thank you guys so much. If you like this content, hit that follow or hit that subscribe button. And if you have any sort of helpful hints or anything you'd like to see, put it down in the suggestion box. Everything you suggested so far was really good, and I'm doing everything that you suggested. It's really, really helpful. People are really enjoying it, and big up to Alex one more time. Big ups to Alex one more time for helping me with my page. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see a little bit about me. You'll see what I bring to the table and who I am, if you're curious to see. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy it. So here we go. We're waiting for Mr. Cam, I believe. I'm not sure where he is. So this is Mr. Chaos, which is Enlil. Yep. Now I just gotta find Mr. Cam. I'm not sure where he is. Give me 1 minute, guys. It'd be really unfortunate if he's not here. If Mr. Cameron, yes he is. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm in the process of whispering him. I gotta wait for him. If he doesn't respond in about a minute or two, I'll probably use someone else. Like I said, it's very unfortunate that I have to use someone else, but if I have to, I will. Oh, maybe I can get Lawler in here. So just give me a minute, guys. If you want, you can take a look at my highlights videos. That's where all the 1v1s, 2v2s, and 3v3s are. Excessive messaging. So I'm still waiting for McCameron, and in the process I'm looking for a substitute. I'd rather not give the bye. It's a little hard to... No, Dashy doesn't want to do it. Oh, yes, McCameron, yes, he's in. So McCameron versus Mr. Chaos and Lil. So we actually get to watch them, and I'm happy that McCameron's back because he's always a very pleasurable Ellie to watch. Very good with his skills. And this Swiss style is really long, and it kind of locks you in all the way till the end. So it's kind of unfortunate. Some people have to leave and they want to leave, but they're being nice enough and they're actually staying. But I don't hold it against you if you do have to leave. Swiss style tournaments do take a little bit. We are in the 3rd round. There's only one more round after this, and I believe that'll be it. So McCameron coming up. He's trying to mitigate. He gets him in a good Chaos Storm. He's just standing outside of it, waiting for Enlil to come on the engage. But he's got to be very careful. There's the big stun. Enlil dropping the big damage down. I'm surprised there was no Dragon Fang or Dragon's Tooth. I don't know. I prefer Dragon Fang. I think it's Dragon's Tooth, but I prefer Dragon Fang. It just sounds cooler. He's got the Ice Elementalist on his side. Enlil doing a good job of mitigating, staying inside the LOS, using the tiers to the advantage. But McCameron is always dangerous, even if he looks like he's slow. There you go, that's exactly why he's dangerous. Within 2 seconds, he can drop a shitload of burst onto the body. He's doing a good job, but Miss Chaos has got to get into LOS or at least run underneath the map, and that's it for Enlil. He had some getting taken down. Mr. Cam moves forward. Now we have some noobs versus Valher. Noobs versus Valor, guys. I think Valor, yeah, Valor was actually the replacement for Papa at the beginning. I don't think I'm going to do Swiss style too often, just because of the constantly switching in, switching out, switching in, switching out, and making sure everybody's there, because sometimes people need to do stuff and they don't have that opportunity because they always have to be on point and attentive and seeing what's happening. I'm going to do them from time to time just to change it up just a little bit so people get a little bit of a change. Let's see if Valhor is in here. Valor, Hypergrind, Dashy, Brookanice. No, he is not. Where is that? Yeah. This is also another big problem with doing the Swiss style. When you get substitutes and they lose, they think it's over, so they don't really stay till the end. So he's going to get a bye. And this way it'll also move along in the tourney a little faster. So Noobs gets the bye over there. I'm going to move him forward. Next up is Alex versus Donson. So our next match, sorry guys, I'm just whispering these guys. The chaos is re-ensuing. Alex versus Kenny. I don't think Alex is here either. No. So I'm just going to skip that all together. So Alex versus Kenny. Kenny was actually Donson. I'm going to give the win to Kenny. Move that over. Swag versus Jean. Jean was Z. So it's going to be Swag versus Z. I'm just trying to zoom through this right now, guys, just to get to the last round because I know that it's taking a lot of time and some of these guys are pressured. So if we can get to the fourth round and try to finish it up and button it up, that would be really, really fantastic. But thanks so much for watching and bearing through this weird Swiss tourney with me. A lot of people were confused and had no idea what it was. Thanks, yeah, I appreciate it. So here we go. We've got Z trying to push up onto him, using the levels to her good advantage. Dodging, Hyper gets down, knowing that there was a big Condi burst coming down. She didn't get the Spectral Walk. She did get the Spectral Walk, but not before she came down from the tier, so she's only going to stay down. But she can port down now if she so chooses. This is going to be another hard fight for her against the Ellie, who does have a lot of mitigation of Condi. And she's also got to watch out for the big burst, but she does have Shroud if she needs to, just before she takes the big burst to switch over to mitigate a lot of that damage coming her way. They're both kind of sitting back, biding their time. I think this, I'm not sure if this will be the first time we get to the map mechanic. That's big burst coming down, from Hyper Agent. Zarista's trying to kite away. She goes into Reaper form to try to mitigate some of that damage, doing a good job of that. Now she just gets stuck in the tornado. Hyper trying to get out of it because no, she has no more cooldowns. Z getting really low, but Consume Conditions is about to come up, and she does have a lot of Reaper Shroud left. Hyper's got to be a little careful. He can't get too complacent when he engages over here. God, I love this camera angle. We got 25 seconds left on the map mechanic, and for those of you who have not seen the map mechanic, we're about to see it here. After the map mechanic or the timer has gone, there is 0 healing, and there's an AoE effect from the center, and that comes from the outsides that starts to encroach on the entire map, forcing the competitors into a smaller and smaller vicinity until it finally consumes the entire terrain. Z taking some heavy damage. Here we go with 3 seconds. 2, 1, 0. There's the map mechanic. You see them encroaching from the outside and the AoE at the middle. Z's got the high ground right now. She can get a good fear when the AoE starts to come up. She can get a good advantage on this. Now Hyper's got to be really careful now as the AoE effect is starting to really encroach and he doesn't have much space to play around, but Z is getting really low. She just gets, what was that? I'm not sure. But it was quite the interesting boop. So that's Swag that takes that one. We're going to move on to the next one, which is Shadow Pass versus Joe Uga. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of the Swiss style. You guys let me know. Put it in the suggestions or write it out in, take a look at map chat, my Twitch right now. Downstate OP, that's oh my god, Chow, I don't know why Zhao wasted her play glance. Corey Condi, Necro is literally an unwinnable fight versus Guard because Guard can press one button to negate all effort. Oh my god, Chow, fat thumb, new keybind, Chow laughs. I mean, Tech Mojo laughs. Run Mega, HP Bar, Core Necro. Core Necro can win against Core Guard. And Daniel was, what the fuck was that? Boop OP. So next up, we got Joe Ooga Booga versus Poison the Core Guard versus the Core Warrior. Shadow Pass has actually been doing a really good job in their round robins here. The Swiss tournament seems exactly like a round robin to me. Maybe there's some slight difference in the last round that I'm not going to notice, but it really seems like a round robin. I know there's slight differences and they're very similar, but I'm not sure what the differences are yet. I haven't noticed them. He's running with Holbrack and actually Demolisher, knowing that Joe Ooga Booga isn't Condi. But he's just trying to go for the extra defense. And this isn't a fight that favors the Warrior, the Core Guard, in my opinion. There's just a lot of sustain that comes from the Warrior and a lot of CC pressure. But Joe Ooga Booga is a very skilled Core Guard. He's been playing Core Guard for a very, 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 very long time. And he's definitely one to watch. He's the one who actually helped me a little bit learn my Core Guard. So he's kind of like my master, him and Lawler. I just call Lawler my master because he's always been Core Guard ever since I've seen him. Joe Ooga Booga doing a good job of getting away from this. He's got to be very careful. He puts on some big damage onto Poison, and this is exactly what he wants. But now this is the Rampage. He's got to be super careful. He gets him with the Rock Throw. He does still have his renewed focus, but he's patiently not using it. He's just keeping the pressure up onto Poison as much as he can. Poison's just got to mitigate right now. He's got to run, 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 because his regen is really, really good as a warrior. Joe Ooga Booga does have ports to close the gap, which he should be trying to do to keep the pressure up on Poison. And this is a bad spot for Poison, getting way too close. He's able to come up, but he has the 100 Blades ready and the Whirlwind right after. He misses on the Binding Blade. He tries to get him in the Arcing Slice, but just misses. Now this is a bad spot for Joe Ooga. Not too terrible. He's got a lot of cooldowns, but Poison is starting to regain his health. He's got to keep that pressure up on him. He's got to be very careful because Poison does have his Bull Charge coming up. He does put a lot of pressure. The shield block has been used, so now this is his time to go and put on the pressure. He gets him in the big Bull Charge. He misses on the 100 Blades because of that weird effect that he stood up on that weird plant, but he's able to keep the pressure up. He uses his Signet actually to try to get the last little bit of heal that he can, so that means no more regen coming from him. He's trying to run away. Joe Ooga Booga is sitting in a really good position right now. And now the map mechanic has taken effect, so I guess that was a really good job by Shadow, knowing that the map mechanic was coming up, and it didn't really make a difference if Signet was there or not, so he just tried to get the heal. And actually, in hindsight, that was really smart. Joe Ooga Booga coming in for the quick down and getting that one very quickly. So that's Joe Ooga Booga that takes that one. Ooh. Bloodlord is Polala. Is Polala still here? Yep, Mike versus Polala. So now it's me versus Polala. As a core guard, I don't have much of an advantage in this fight. He has a lot more sustain than me and has a lot more mitigation. What I'm going to try to do is go just completely berserk and try to get him in some big damage. But what I got to try to do is try to get him to... I got to try to bait him out of using his little twirly wind thing. I don't know what it's called. He just jumps up into the air, spinning around, mitigating all my damage. So I'm going to try to bait him out into using that first. I'm going to come in quickly with a port and a Zealot's defense. Zealot's defense is I'm going to try to pretend like it's a whirling wrath. So he's going to think it's that. I hope he's going to think it's that and use that whirl. Once he does use that whirl, I'll try to get him in the immob with my sword 1 and then try to open up with my greatsword. But Polala is a super tough competitor, great 1v1er, and I thank him for taking the spot of Bloodlord. I really appreciate that. So here I go really quickly. He doesn't fall for it. That's what I wanted him to use, but he used it on the whirling wrath. He saved it really, really well. I'm in big trouble here. And this is what I mean where I don't have much of an advantage. He's got a lot of sustain and there's just nothing I can do to mitigate it. I just got to try to get as much damage, and that opening burst was the key. But he mitigated a lot of it. I got to be super careful. He can still port to me very easily. I got my heal up and a port to him. He does a good job of getting away. I didn't get him on the binding blade. He reflects it right back at me. I got to be super careful here. I do have a good combo that I can use right about now. Oh, Poe, you bastard! Just die! This is big danger for me right now. I'm in a bad spot. Yes! And I get Poe. I was really lucky, and the only way I was able to get it was with that Berserker. The Berserker was the only thing that gave me that extra little edge that I needed. So now we're finally getting into the last round, guys. Thank you so much for bearing with me through this. So right now we have SF Pardo. Who was that? Valor, who's not there. Kenny, which is Donson. So Donson gets another bye. I'm not going to even do those maps anymore, those matches anymore, guys. I'm just going to skip right through them. Papa's not here. I know that. So that's Chask. That gets that one. So now it's Swag versus Pale Horse. Yeah, Polala, like I said, is really good. I got really lucky because I came in with my sword 1 and I came in with my sword 1, my Justice Intervention, and my Smite conditions all at the same exact time. So I was able to put some heavy pressure on him and he wasn't able to notice it or even try to mitigate it because it's an instant cast. I'm just literally right on top of him, dropping 6-7k damage. So let's take another look at Hyper Agent Gridman. It's a rune of speed with the Wizard Amulet. Ooh, he's running Fire, Air, and Arcane. Over here we have a Brook, who's running Radiance, Valor, and Virtues.
What's up?
Hey Stomp, how are ya?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. Just streaming a 1v1 core Swiss style tournament.
Oh, snap.
Yes, sir. So here we go on the engage. I'm going to change the view once more, guys. This map is really annoying for that, but I really like this map because it's got everything on it. No port spots, double levels, good kiting LOS. It's just that that view is really shitty. Brook taking big damage, but they're both sitting at fairly around the same. This is a good exchange coming from both competitors. This is a really good match so far. The Core Guard versus the Ellie, kind of what we just saw here. But Brook Anise, I think, is running more of the classic Core Guardian. But he's able to still put some heavy pressure down onto Hyper. Hyper trying to mitigate it, trying to get back a bit. He's got to get some pressure down, or if he can't, he's not able to put the pressure down. He's kind of got to wait till the end of the time limit so there's no more healing. But then again, Guardian does have a lot of block, it does have a lot of blind, and a lot of way to mitigate damage without just using his meditations to kind of re-sustain himself. So Hyper's got to be really careful. He actually gets really unlucky over there with the Binding Blade. He gets caught by the LOS. And another thing with Core Guard, if you're in a situation like that, you can actually use Binding Blade and jump. so you can avoid that LOS because it's a slow cast time. So you can just cast your Binding Blade and then jump up into the air and just kind of cover that gap for the LOS and get him with the Binding Blade. Hyper taking really big damage. He's in a very scary position. Getting a huge stun on Brook. Yeah, that was his moment of opportunity. You don't get many windows like that, and it just opened and shut as quickly as it, you know what I mean, as quickly as it opened. Agent should have taken advantage of that, but that, oof. Now we got 10 seconds here. He's got any healing. He's got to use everything he's got for healing-wise right now. He's actually trying to go in for the kill. Hyper's coming in with the leap of faith. Good job on the tornado at the last second. Trying to put that heavy damage. I would have saved it a little more for the end, but he doesn't have a choice. He's standing inside the AoE. Oh, no! And he's down. Hyper goes into the AoE as well, but that is actually Pale Horse who takes that one. Our next match is going to be... Oh, 1 second, guys. Alex versus Jean. Jean is Z, but I don't think Alex is here, so I'm giving that to Z. Shadow Pass versus Anand. I think Anand is still here. Shadow Pass versus Anand. So they are both still here. Perfect. Thank you so much for being patient and staying with me through this Swiss style tournament. Poison, Shadow Pass, and an end, and everybody else who's come and stayed with me all the way to the end of this epic, weird journey of ours on this core only 1v1 Swiss style tournament. We tried to do Swiss because this is what Inet is trying to implement into Guild Wars 2. We've been asking for a long time, so I was curious to see what the Swiss style was all about. We are in the 4th round. I'm not sure if there's another round after this, or there's a victory, or it's just the amount of wins that you got, but we're about to find out here. This is a really good fight so far. I would give the advantage over to Poison, but Nen's really got the work cut out for them. It's really hard for them to keep the damage up onto the warrior because he's got so much sustain. He does have the rampage. He has the shield block. Here she goes trying to get the damage, and in order for her to engage and get some damage, she's got to get really close, and that's kind of where Poison wants her to be, really, really close. And there's the rampage. She's got to be very careful, mitigates that. The rock throw, dagger storm. That was a really good move by Anen. She gets caught in that one little... That's what I mean. Really, really, really difficult for Anen. They've got to work twice as hard just to get the victory. And now we have... Let's see if McCameron is still here. This is going to be his last match, so it won't be bad. Yes. McCameron versus Noobs. Damn it. So let's take a look. McCameron is really, really strong. I've really enjoyed watching him. He actually ended up losing right now today against Polala, but he won the 1v1 yesterday. He was actually in a really good fight against PH Magic Boy. He was running his core Ellie. PH Magic Boy was running his Weaver Ellie. It was a best of 5 series. That video is in my highlights, and same with all my other 1v1s, 2v2s, and 3v3s. Anything I deem worthy of watching is in my highlights, so take a look at those if you're interested. This is the type of content I try to bring to you guys. So click that follow or subscribe button if you like it and want to keep track of when I do them. I do them almost every single day. I say almost because sometimes I will miss a day or two, or I'll do a Fashion Wars contest, so it won't really be a tourney. So McCameron trying to put the heavy pressure down onto Noobs. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much for that follow, Jakku. I really appreciate it, man. When you guys click follow, that kind of shows the appreciation back to me. and it makes me, just encourages me to do more and more and more and more and more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So McCameron really starting to dominate this match. Noob's doing a really good job of using the LOS to mitigate some of that just one damage. He's got to start putting some pressure down onto McCameron, but McCameron has a lot of mitigation. He has a lot of Condi clear, so it's going to be really hard for meta, and that's it. That was a quick job by McCameron. Who took blood spot? That was Poe, so it's Poe versus Bounty. Is Poe still here? I believe he is. Nope. Poe ended up leaving. So we're going to give that to Bounty. And that last match, I'm not sure what's going to happen after this. It's going to be Mike versus Joe Ooga Booga. Master versus Student. Core Guard versus Core Guard. He's got the stronger Core Guard, to be honest. I'm not going to go Zerker this one, that's for sure. It's going to be the death of me. And some of these maps have some weird quirks to them, and some of them don't, guys. I try to rotate through all the maps as much as I can. The last tournament I did was actually in the castle. Not many people like it, but I'm just trying to make a little bit of change, trying to keep things a little bit interesting. Let's see where Joe Ooga Booga is. Is he here? Yeah, he is here. And like I said, guys, there's always a lot of little technicalities, a little like quirks that happen. Even sometimes when I port on this map, I won't port up and I'll port to the bottom of them. And I try to change through every single map so we can always have something different and keep changing. But there's always issues. It's Guild Wars 2, so we kind of got to work with what we have. Try to get the Aegis quick engaged by... I didn't expect him to come in that hard on me. Got me with that Ray of Judgment. I used a lot of cooldowns really foolishly. I'm in a bad spot. I got him with the Ray of Judgment. This is bad news for me right here. Real bad. He can port to me easily. I just gotta try to get some distance. Gotta be really careful. The longer I can stay away from him, the better. Yes, Joe Ooga Booga, take that, my friend. Haha, I say that to you, Cord. All tab rip. I beat my sensei. So who is the true master now? So let's see what happens, guys. If I click that, submit scores. Once you view the results, that's it. That's the end of it. End the tournament. That's the end of the Swiss tournament. So our supreme champion is me. Our second place, worthy adversary, is Joe Ooga Booga, and our third place is Mr. Cam. So I'll post that to you guys just so you can see how this weird little thing worked out. Copy, paste that into here. Do you intend to try to cast every game of every tournament you do, or you allow concurrent games and just cast one per round? Do you intend to try to cast every game of every tournament you do? I do intend to cast every tournament I do. Or sometimes what I'll do, like one of my big tournaments, 3v3, I had two special guest shoutcasters, Anonymous and Zeromus, who actually shoutcasted. Another one, I had Roy come in, and who's a special shoutcaster that came in. So I like to do things like that where I bring in special guest shoutcasters, but most of the time I'm trying to learn how to shoutcast. So I make the events, I host the events, I get everything organized, and I shoutcast them at the same time. I'm just trying to learn everything as quickly as I can. I've played the game since the launch, and I've done a lot of tournaments, but this is the first time I'm really shoutcasting or bringing them to an area or a venue like this where everybody can see it. And then he said, Daniel wasn't there. Good job, man. Just another doof. Tragically, any sort of moment of opportunity for Staff Valley doesn't really exist because all stacks resolve at least a 1 second cycle. I really appreciate all of you guys coming to check these out, guys. If you like this type of content, take a look at my highlights videos. That's where all my 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s are held. I even do fashion wars. I do a bunch of stuff like that. And this today was my first time using a Swiss style tournament, and this is core only. So I'm always trying to change it up a little bit. People ask for something different. If you have any suggestions, or is there anything that you'd like to be seen, or something I'm not doing right that you'd like correcting, there's a suggestion box at the bottom. Go there and just put in your suggestion, and I'll definitely take it into consideration. Every suggestion so far was really good, and I've abided by every single one. You guys have been just helping me out. Really, I appreciate it. And if you like the content, click that follow or click that subscribe. I'm going to take about a 15-20 minute break, and then I'm going to come back into and do some just chilled out, relaxed, ranked with some guildies. We're just going to be chilling in Discord. We're just going to be chatting, shooting the shit. You guys are more than welcome to come. And like I said, I do these tourneys every single day. Tomorrow is going to be another one. I'm going to try to do a 2v2 if it's possible, but it's going to be later in the evening when I finish work. So I'm just going to take a little break, guys. Click that follow, click that subscribe. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for coming. I really fucking appreciate it, man. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks again, Mike, for putting on the tourney.
Thanks so much for helping.
It was actually a really refreshing tourney. Like, I know it was a little discombobulated. People were confused, and people might have been a little frustrated, but I definitely appreciate everybody who stuck around for it. And I mean, you have to try it, otherwise you're not going to know how it runs, right? Like,
Exactly.
So this was a good test run for sure.
Yep.
And it was really nice to see all the different class 1v1s.
Yeah, it was really cool, actually. And thanks so much for the help, guys. It's Z. I really appreciate it. For everyone who's on Twitch, this is Z, the guild leader of AL. Really solid. She helps me out a lot. Big ups to Z. She also has her own Twitch channel if you guys want to check that out. She streams very often, so just check it out. Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Thanks for the shout out, fam. Have a good one.
You too. If you look in the challenge.com Shadowfall, you'll actually see the entire bracket and who won first, second, and third, and it actually goes by your statistics, how many wins and losses that you got. It's unfortunate that third place is filled with so many other people, but what I can do, I'm not going to give, oh, that's going to be really difficult. I didn't expect that from a Swiss style tournament, but that is a great. And this is also another issue that, like I said, I've never run the Swiss style tournament. And if you look at the challengebracket.com, like Shadow just basically mentioned inside there. Bye, Mike. I miss you. Boogly Oogly. Thanks for coming, man. Boogly Oogly is a very good donator. Donates a lot. He's always helpful. And same with big up again to Nature Salad. Nature Salad is one of my best donators. This guy just gave me 61 Mystic Coins and 3 skins. I'm going to be using that for tomorrow's tourney. And I was the winner of this one, so that means I get to save that money that I won, and I'm going to use that for the 3v3 tourney that I'm holding on Saturday. So I'm trying to make a big 3v3 on Saturday. I'm trying to accumulate as much gold as I can. Trying to get up to 1,000 gold, so that'll be draw out a lot of big people. So thanks so much again for your time. And now I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Yeah, maybe I'll do that, because like I said, there's 4 people that are fighting for the 3rd place over here. We got Shadow Pass, Bounty, Mr. Cam, and Joe Ooga Booga. So Swiss tiles can really create a lot of problems in the end. There's a lot of confusion. I can see if ANET did it, it would be just an automatic system and you get sucked right into it. So even if you weren't even trying to go abide by the system, they'd make you go by it. But trying to run it on my own, it just gets really hectic. There's too much switching in and out, and people always got to be there and super attentive. So I'm going to definitely do it again sometime down the line when it's a small amount of people. When there's only 8 or under, then I'm going to do a Swiss style. So Joe Ooga Booga, it was over 200 gold. I ended up giving. So it's going to be 120 to the winner, 60 gold to 2nd place, and 20 gold to 3rd place. So Joe Ooga Booga gets 20. That was 60. And you know what I'll do? I'll give 5, 5, 5, 5. I'll give 5 to each person that competed. So everyone that was in that position of third place will get 5 gold. So Floor God, you are one of them. You get 5 gold. So like I mentioned, and like Shadow pointed out, there are actually 4 people that ended up in third place doing the Swiss style tournament. So I ended up taking the third place winnings, which was 20 gold, and dividing that into 4 so for each individual. Joe Gabuga gets 60 and I get 120, which is for the winnings, and I'm going to save that for our tournament on Saturday. It's actually 3 people only. Let me take another look. Sorry, Bounty. It's Mr. Cam, Bounty, and Shadow Pass. So that makes it even more annoying. So it's going to be 666. I'm going to send each of you. I think it's 666. 6 gold and 66 silver and 66 copper. So that'll be for you. Shadow Pass, are you still here? And Mr. Cam, I gotta find. Shadow Pass, if you're here, just whisper me if you can, sir. Mr. Cam, I'm looking for you. Oh, Joe Gabuga, where are you? There you are, Shadow Pass. You're gonna get your share of the winnings. What's this? I gotta add you as friend, I believe. Yep. So you're gonna get share of the winnings, which is 6. Second place also tied. Oh, I'm not going to go that far now, Mr. Cam. I'm going to give second place to Joe Gabuga and keep it like that, and then third place is going to split the rest. It's just going to get way too hectic after that. So that's yours. Thank you for understanding. I appreciate it, Shadow Pass. So like I said, guys, I'm going to be back in about 10-15 minutes, maybe even 20. Just going to smoke my little rolled cigarette there, if you will. And then I'm going to do some casual ranked with some guildies, just chilling with them in the Discord. You're more than welcome to come. Just shoot the shit in chat. It's just more chill, relaxed, listening to music, vibing. I always do ranked just because I get money from it. I use the money for my tourneys, so whenever the season's on, I'm just spamming ranked. Maybe in the last 3 weeks or something, I really start to take it super, super serious. But I'm always doing ranked just so I can test my builds against something solid and at the same time make some gold. Yeah, Shadowfall, I definitely have to do more rounds. I didn't want to do it at first, like I mentioned to the viewers before. I tried to do this tourney core only to limit the number of participants, and I also tried to do it at the exact same time that the AT was happening to limit the number of people. I only wanted 8 to 10 people, but this is starting to really pick up. So even though it was core and even though it was at 18 AT time, I still had 18 people that signed up and more that wanted to sign up. So it got really, really hectic, and I didn't want to do 2 rounds each of each person in 4 rounds of that round robin. That would have taken like 4 hours to do. So like I said, I'm probably not going to do that too often. I'm going to do it once in a while just to be refreshed and make a little couple changes here and there. But other than that, it's pretty much going to stay the same style of ranking where 2 people face each other in a best of 3, and it just keeps moving on until the winner is decided. But the style of tournament, so maybe sometimes will be only Celestial only, or Core only, or POF specs only. I'm going to do a lot of those things now, but not so much the Swiss style. So like I said, guys, click that follow or click that subscribe. Take a look at my videos. Everything in highlights is what I deem worthy of watching, or something that's got a little bit of your time that you won't be wasting. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really, really, really appreciate it. I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. Thanks again. I do these every single day. Thank you. All right.